These men are in jail, and the dog Chico is their best friend. But today, he leaves them. A farewell that hurts. The inmates won't see the dog again.
He's like part of your family, you know, for a couple months, and he made my days happier. He was just getting taken away from me, then I would have been like real sad, like crying. But he's going to a better place.
This is a success for them. It sounds incredible, but these prisoners saved the dog's life and, they hope, prepared him for an important duty. But what's this all about? How did the dogs get into a US prison? Is everyone allowed to bring their pet here? To find answers, we go into this building. At the Norco Penitentiary near Los Angeles, 2,450 men are serving their sentences, all the way from theft to murder. Some of them actually have dogs, only they aren't theirs. What looks like a fun time is actually part of a rehabilitation program. The prisoners train the animals. Dogs like Chico will later provide help for people who need assistance. People with disabilities or mental health problems.
There you go, there you go. Wow, that's good. I think it's a great idea because one, they have the time. And it helps them grow. It helps them to be better individuals. It helps them to give back to the community.
That is what these men want. Federico Castaneda and Daniel Haluski both serve long-term sentences.
I'm doing a 23-year sentence on kidnapping with gang and gun allegations. It was a mistake, a big one, and I'm still paying for it.
Daniel Haluski is in for 11 years. He shot at a group of people.
Respect was a big issue for me, so I felt that I had to get back at them, and that's pretty much it. I got back at them, and here I am now.
Chico has been there for 6 weeks. He came straight from a shelter. The two inmates are to teach some manners to the half-breed. It's a voluntary task. It's not their first dog. They were not allowed to choose the animal. That's part of the plan.
Before I had this dog, before I had this prison that's all about helping people change, all I thought about was me first, you know, like what's gonna benefit me. Now I have to think about this dog and about what's gonna do for that person that's gonna get this dog, you know?
They have to take care of the dog as if it were their own child. A strict education, but also praising. That does no good to the inmate's image in the prison.
It's prison, so you're embarrassed to walk around with a dog in prison, you know? So it's hard to let go of what people think about you, you know? Like, you know, you have to be a good inmate to get a dog. But then once you stop caring and just start doing what you want to do to make something better of yourself, then it's just, you know, and people start coming around, and now everybody wants to be in a dog program, you know?
Federico and Daniel have to go to their cell. They just bring their dog along with them. That's because all prisoners from the program have to live with their dogs door to door. But where are they actually? The cell doors.
The more you do good, the lower levels, the minimum security you come. I don't miss the times when I was in the cell and I only got to go out 1 hour a day, you know? That was horrible. Those are the bad parts of it, you know? Because there's still violence anywhere, you know? So this is like a place where like, you're on your way out already.
Personal pictures are not allowed in the cell. But there is a grey area, the locker. Federico's son is 13 years old. Federico has missed 12 of them.
I call him on the phone, I write him letters, he comes to visit me, and I always try to make him understand that the choices I made in life is what kept us apart. So never think for an instant that any of this is acceptable or is cool.
Now Federico wants to make good use of his time in prison. For Chico, he's the most important person at training. Daniel assists. This layout is implemented in every team. There are always 2 men looking after 1 dog.
Was it love at first sight?
Yeah, for me, he's your companion, you know? It makes you come out of that prison environment, that character that you have to put up because of where you're at. He brings you out of that, you know?
Has his place in the back left by the window.
This is the dog's locker. He has his own locker. So in here, you find like his treats, dog peanut butter, his shampoo, toys, bathroom bags.
And this vest is Chico's working clothes. For him, training begins now. The cell is suitable for this. First task, Chico is to retrieve a fragile plastic package. It's small, and Chico mustn't damage it with his teeth. This is not a game. Chico will later handle whatever disabled people can't do on their own. Nothing broken, perfect.
And this is one of his training tools. Like, this is for the light. You teach him how to turn on and off the light. Eventually, you're gonna move it up to where you get it to a regular light, like this one right here, and then you could just turn it on and off your light for you.
Chico learns commands one after the other. Light on is fine already. Light off is a new command.
Only one person at a time should do it until he learns it, until he has it down, and then I can help. So repetition. So he'll start getting used to it.
11 dogs have already been trained by these two. They too have learned about responsibility, patience, empathy. And then there is this other feeling, pride.
Well, the first dog I had was a Chihuahua, so it was kind of funny walking around, because I'm kind of big, so walking around. The first one I wanted to take forever, because I wanted to have a dog forever, you know? But once you know and understand what are you doing, and it's for something better than just having a pet, like, you just want to start sending dogs out, because the more dogs you graduate, the more people you're helping out there, you know?
And this is the Chihuahua mix, PJ. He's ended up with another big man. PJ is a great support for Michael Milam.
And it's a mutual relationship. He does things, he couldn't survive without me, and I couldn't survive without him.
Michael is a Vietnam veteran. He brought back 3 Purple Hearts from the war. He was wounded that often.
I did have a recurring nightmare, which is that all of the people around me were killed and I'm the only survivor, which is called survivor's guilt. Apparently, it's not a very good thing to feel, because it just puts you in the dumps. Now that I have a dog to focus on, it's kind of a responsibility and it gives me focus.
PJ helps Michael in situations that are difficult for him. Crowded places are among them. Dogs aren't allowed in the supermarket. PJ is, as a service dog. PJ's real task is different. Michael suffered a brain hemorrhage and strokes. Some movements are now life-threatening for him.
I'm not supposed to bend over because the blood would rush to my brain and could cause another seizure. And if I ever have a seizure again, that I could actually maybe send the dog to get some help.
Everything at floor level is now PJ's job. And obviously, he likes to do that.
Oh, I'm very curious. Yes, always. We don't know who it is, and we do know that it must be painful for them to get rid of the dog when they have to pass the dog on.
Inmates rarely hear about the new lives their dogs lead. Today, all thoughts are with their new dog. An important test is pending. The men have to show that their protege really has what it takes to be a service dog.
Right here, like, for example, this is one of the tests we take. This is all the commands they should know.
There are 56 altogether. The men are nervous. It's important to them that their Chico becomes a service dog. Whether this is realistic, she decides. Deborah Norman is a dog trainer and has been working with prisoners for 3 years, but she's been involved in the project for longer.
I was an inmate in California Institution for Women. CST Canine Support Teams came in there in 2002, and I was one of the first inmates to be in the dog program.
Dogs have only been here in Norco for 2 years. Frederico was there from the beginning. At that time, only a handful of inmates were in the program. Now, there are 30. Not everyone gets a dog right away. Nevertheless, this lesson is for everyone.
They can't get away with anything with me because I've been there and I've done that. So you can't tell me the same stories that I told, you know. So it's not like I have to be strict. I just want them to succeed.
And yes, the tough guys accept it. Only Chico can't seem to understand what's going on. There are so many treats, he can't eat them all. It's all about impulse control. It's curious that the dogs are being taught by criminals, but without them, Chico would not be alive anymore.
As far as when they're in the shelter, well, a dog like Chico, he's black, so he's got a strike against him. He looks like a bully breed, what they consider a bully breed, so that's another mark against him. So he could have easily been put to sleep.
Many dogs come from shelters, but not all of them meet the requirements to become a service dog. But the prisoners give those they train a future. With A1 basic obedience, they become coveted pets.
All right, guys, we're going to do CGC testing tonight.
Federico has to prove that Chico can't be distracted by others.
Awesome. Perfect.
And as a service dog, Chico must be able to follow blindly.
They go in the dog's file after the dog has passed so that we know they're public appropriate for placement.
Daniel wants to prove Federico and himself are doing a good job. A win for Chico is also a win for the two prisoners.
I'm just showing him love, because he did good.
Sometimes a good result is not so good.
I don't want him to leave, Yeah. So they pass the test, then they take them. So I don't want them to take them, but okay. Yeah.
For all the lessons in the class, they earn points. They can shorten their sentence, at best up to 4 weeks per year. But the best part of all is how people change during the training.
Even for myself, I was a hard ass before I got in the program, and the dogs kind of soften you up. And these guys, they're getting it together.
It's hard to see criminals in these men as well. We had a very different image in our mind. Less tender.
Chico did great. He passed his Canine's Good Citizen. He's doing everything that he should be doing and then some. He's a good candidate right there for our next team training.
That's it for today. The training itself, however, is far from over. That's why we visited Norco once more. Today is the day of farewells. Chico is leaving. How long the training lasts always depends on the dog and the instructor. It usually lasts for several months. Which dog is assigned to each detainee isn't done randomly. Every animal has its personality, and it has to match the trainers. Federico can adapt to all kinds of dogs. A special ability. He's known for that in the program. Chico is of the lively kind. He'll soon be allowed back into freedom. Federico still has up to 6 years to go before he is released, if he continues to conduct himself well. Inmate Daniel may be out as soon as next year.
I dream about my kid. I have a kid, but I've never been with them out there in the streets, in the real world. And I would love get a do-over on being a dad, and show how much I care for him and how much I changed, how much people that matter to me always come first now.
The inmates expect more from themselves nowadays, also as trainers.
And so I took Chico with me, and he was a perfect little gentleman, and the director decided that we're going to give him a chance and actually place him.
A moment that gives everybody goosebumps.
Knowing that the dog has gone on to serve a veteran or somebody that has mobility impairment, it gives you a different kind of sense of accomplishment. Like, it's just special. You gave back, and a lot of programs in the prisons you don't get to give back. This you do.
Federico and Daniel wish to continue and help more people. We heard that a new dog will soon move in with them, a Doberman.